Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my reminded girlfriend, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is October 10th, 1997. You look confused. I just reminded you about 90210.
Yeah.
So you've been reminded. Therefore, you are my reminded girlfriend, Carol.
Oh, okay.
I have to, it was easy at first, but now I have to reach for adjectives to describe you.
You know, you're kind of like Ray Romano.
Deborah.
Every episode, he comes in and he calls her something different.
Does he?
Yeah.
I haven't noticed that.
Yeah. Like, he'll call her, like, hot pants or hot lips or shorty or, every time he comes in, he calls her something different.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You're talking about...
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah. What's her name? Patricia Heaton?
Yeah. I think so. I don't know.
That's his
I don't
wife.
know celebrity
That's the
names.
actress that plays his wife. That plays Deborah.
It sounded like Tony Danza.
I told you I can do a great Tony Danza.
I know you can.
Angela, Mona, Samantha.
I'm sorry I got him started, people.
Jonathan.
It is a good one, though. He does always say his name different.
Yeah.
It's weird. Anyway, it's the 90210 show,
It
so
is.
we're going to talk about
It's not
that.
Who's the Boss.
Or Everybody Loves Raymond.
There's a time for love and a time for living. Take a chance and face the wind.
Anyway.
Road that love at a road not taken. Brand new life around the bend.
What in the actual fuck?
You know the song. There
I do.
were times lost a friend or two.
Stop.
Something else. And at the end was you.
So speaking of losing a friend or two,
Yeah.
Kelly's in rehab. So I'm pretty sure she's losing a friend or two. What do you think?
She's gaining a friend too.
Yeah, that's true.
In the weirdo that they bunker with.
Weirdo? That's mean. She's a little girl trying to get help.
She looks like she has some sort of disease.
She's
One of those
the
people-
disease of addiction.
She looks like a caricature of a person.
Yeah,
Her head's really big and their body's small.
you're so mean.
She looks like she used to be very heavy and then she lost weight, but not in her face.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, like, okay, so Kelly is in rehab. Donna goes to visit her.
Kelly
Right?
went to rehab. Yes. And her mom's there too.
Yeah.
Her mom's like, "Oh, it's cocaine. You'll be fine."
Colin shows up
Yeah.
and
They break up.
yeah, he says that he's a week clean. He's like, "See, you don't need this place. You can do it like me."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I bet you, like, if she left with him, they would be high within, like, 4 hours.
Oh, of course.
And I think that's even a stretch.
She was like, "We're bad for each other, Colin,
Yeah.
and I'm breaking up with you."
So, and he's like,
says,
do I
"But-
get a say in this?
She says, "But yeah, that's not how breakups work.
Right.
Breakups are a one-way street."
Exactly.
But he says, "Well, don't we love each other?" And she's like, how's that song go? Sometimes love just ain't enough, or whatever.
Oh, my.
You know that song?
No.
You know that song?
No.
I think it's Tina Turner, maybe?
Maybe, but I don't know it.
Sometimes love just ain't enough.
Is that what she said to him?
No.
Okay, then.
But it was like that song.
Anyway.
Are your eyes okay?
No.
What is going on?
I'm having allergies.
It's like you're being attacked.
I am.
Trying to do a show here.
I'm being attacked by allergens.
There's histamines all over the place.
My eyes are watering. It's like I'm crying.
It's like
You're hurting my heart.
Yeah, that's what we tell the neighbors. But it's like the histamines are like that. You remember the cavity creeps or whatever?
What? No.
We make
What?
holes in teeth. We make holes in
Holy
teeth.
shit. It sounds awful.
All right.
I'm scared.
Okay.
I'm just picturing these little monsters like walking in your mouth up to your teeth.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
Well, that's what you need the toothpaste for or whatever. I don't remember. Might have been an ad for Chesterfield cigarettes. I don't know.
Wow.
21 tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes. We've never had 20 wonderful jokes on the show.
No, we have not.
And it's a lot easier when you're not yawning and wiping your
I'm
eyes.
sorry. I can't help it.
I don't know if it's a Greek tragedy or if like there's a gas leak in here. I don't know what's going on.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Kelly's mom is, there and being supportive.
Yep, she's there. That's about as much as you can say for this actress. She's there. She got a check.
Yeah. But Kelly gets a roommate who is sleeping most of the time.
The doctor's like, hey, I'm giving you a roommate because I know you can handle her. She's basically like, be her therapist.
Yeah. She's like, she's got a lot of sleeping to do at first.
Oh, yeah.
But she says she ran away from home at 14.
Mm-hmm.
How old is she supposed to be?
13. I don't know.
I don't think she's even 18. I mean, maybe she's supposed to be, but I didn't feel like that actress was.
Well, the actress definitely is.
Really?
18? Yes, for sure. You don't think so?
I didn't think so. She looked like really young.
I think she's supposed to be 17, and she's played by a 27-year-old who looks 37.
Okay.
No, I'm just joking. She doesn't look that old, but I think she's probably supposed to be like 17 or something like that.
But she's got some serious like trauma, and she's like screaming in her sleep and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And she wants to be left alone.
Yeah. And then Kelly like says like, "Oh, I understand." Because, I almost got raped before I came in here. And, like, she's like, that was my every single day.
Right. Rich woman from Beverly Hills is like, oh, we're the same. She's like, yeah, because she was like, yeah, she said that she was letting that guy do whatever he wanted to.
Oh, that was her nightmare.
To get the cocaine. And she's like, yeah, it's my life.
Yeah. That was sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
But Colin's clean, too, out in the real world. And
he doesn't have to be terrorized by roommates screaming in their sleep.
No, he gets terrorized by horny brunettes.
Yeah, he'd like to be in bed with somebody screaming, but...
Right. So he's at the Peach Pit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nat, that horny brunette, is coming onto him. It's quite shameless.
It's Valerie.
So Colin...
Not Nat, you freak.
Remember when Nat was on, not cocaine, when Nat was on heroin? We made that joke. I don't remember. I remember I made some sort of joke about Nat being on heroin.
I kind of remember something about a spoon.
Well, yeah, because I said, Brandon said, Nat, why are all the spoons bent?
Yeah. Anyway.
So they could balance each other out, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. So, Valerie has just been broken up with David.
Last episode.
And Colin
because she asked him to fuck another woman.
Right.
A lot of guys would be like, that's the perfect woman.
Right. And Colin just got broken up with from Kelly.
This episode.
And now they run into each other at the Peach Pit and decide that they're going to, hang out because misery loves company.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why.
They're who sings that song? I was going to say Soul Asylum, but is it Soul Asylum?
I don't know.
Yeah. They say that misery loves company. You know that song?
Kinda.
We could start a company.
Yeah, kinda.
And make misery frustrated.
Incorporated.
Oh, man, I was going to interrupt you with it. Yeah, you got it.
So, anyways, they decide to have dinner.
Yeah, and she suggests the Walsh household because everybody's out of town.
Yeah, I have the whole house to myself.
They're going to Mammoth, which apparently is a ski resort.
Oh, weird. Whenever I hear Mammoth, I think of Mammoth Caves in Kentucky.
Well, that's what, 'cause at one point, at the beginning of the episode, David's there and he says to Valerie, he's like, Well, he says to Kelly, he's like, I'll check back in on you when I'm back from Mammoth. And I was like, you're going to Mammoth Cave? What the fuck?
Right.
Shipping him out of town?
But
no, it's a ski resort. Somewhere in the hills or the mountains of California.
Yeah, it's David and
Steve
and Donna? No, David and Steve. Oh, and Brandon and Keats.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and Claire.
Oh yeah. Okay. So two couples.
Date. Yeah.
Two couples and
it was
David.
Supposed to be David and Valerie.
But yeah, she's not invited.
But she asked him to fuck a redhead.
Well, and like
he still invited her, but she was like, "No, I don't want to go."
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, can't we just be friends? Like you
share this king size bed."
You were friends with Dylan. Like what the fuck?
Not really.
That's not even the same though. Like she wasn't in love with Dylan. She's in love with David.
Right.
Or she was. I don't know. I don't know how in love with David she was. I mean, if she asked
she moves on pretty fast,
right? And she asked him to sleep with somebody else, but
in her effort to sleep with every male cast member,
right?
She has moved on.
So they go skiing, and it seems like nobody knows how to ski.
Are we going to move away from Colin and Valerie?
I was going to talk about the skiing.
Right, well,
we can talk about Colin and
No,
Valerie.
you're the engine that drives this show.
That's right, I am. So back the fuck off.
Go wherever you want to go. We used to do this organized and follow one storyline all the way through, but you seem to like this slapdash approach, so we'll do it.
You're mean.
How is that mean?
You just are.
All right.
Just so you all know he's mean.
Yeah. I'm a fucking tyrant. That's why everybody loves you best. And they
That's right.
barely tolerate
Don't forget
me,
it.
even though they always agree with me.
Shh. Anyway. So they're going skiing, and like I said, I don't think anybody really seems like they know what they're doing. Like
Brandon and Keats are supposed to. Keats says that I don't know where you're getting this from. Keats says that she went every year with her family skiing and everything, and Brandon was like, "Yeah, we did too. Back in Minnesota, we where snow was invented or whatever."
Right.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, would you ski down Mount Minneapolis?"
But wasn't there at some point when they're like, "Oh, it's a bunny hill" or whatever? Like I thought she was trying to like coax him to do the bunny hill, but maybe she was being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was like, "Oh, that's more your speed." She was teasing him.
Okay. Well, they go on a big, like, what do they call it? I don't know. I've never been skiing. Like, not a bunny slope, but a big one.
Yep. That's what they call it. They call it a big one.
They do not.
Let's go down a big one.
What do they call it?
Like Black Diamond.
Is that what it's called?
Well, that's like the highest level of slopes.
And that's what they went on.
No, they went off they went off the entire course.
But weren't they first on the Black Diamond and then they accidentally went off course?
No, they on purpose went off course.
Oh, those idiots.
They raced down the Black Diamond course, and Brandon beat her. And it was like, "See, told you I beat you." Whatever. She's like, "We weren't racing." And he was like, "Come on, it's a fucking race. We're skiing." And she's like, "You're just saying that because I beat you." And she's like, "No, I'm saying that because you didn't say ready, set, go." Yeah. And she's like, "Here, we'll race, but we're gonna race down here off track."
That's so stupid.
And it says like, "Hey, you're going off track. There's no lift service. You have to climb up the fucking mountain,
Yeah, there's signs all the way down there. I don't even think they're seeing because they're going too fast because they're stupid. Like, normally she's pretty bright, but that was a really stupid idea.
I guess.
So, yeah, so then there's also a storm coming in. Do they not know that? Like, is this a surprise? I didn't.
It's one of those surprise storms.
I don't think it was, though.
It's conjured up by scriptwriters.
And they get stuck. And she falls.
Well, they don't get stuck.
No, she falls. She falls and she hurts her leg.
God damn. Did someone inject you with, like, Hypnol after we watched this? What the fuck?
We waited almost 40...
Did I roofie you on accident?
We waited almost 48 hours to record. That's the problem. We cannot do that ever.
So, yeah, they skied down the hill. They went over this kind of slope thing, right? And Brandon landed, and she crashed and hurt her leg.
Yeah.
and she couldn't physically climb up the mountain.
And there's no lift service.
Her leg was hurt. Yeah, and there's no lift service, and the fucking people don't even know where to look for them at.
Yeah, because apparently, like Steve says, they have, a patrol that goes and gets the stragglers at the end of the night. Yeah. But, yeah, they patrol on the fucking slopes.
Yeah, where the people are supposed to be.
So they tell them, that their friends are out there, they're not back, blah, 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 and they're looking for them. But since the storm's coming, the guy's like, I'm going to have to call my people in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guy's like, they're fucked, man.
Basically, he's like, anything they know how to do to survive, they're going to have to use it.
Right. And Steve's like, Brandon's like a Boy Scout or whatever. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Good luck to him.
Yeah, it was not good. And then, so him and Keats are huddled up. He makes them a fire.
Yeah, he gets them out of the cold. Not out of the cold.
Well, no, they're
against a rock so that they're out of the path of the wind.
Right. They're in danger of hypothermia still, though. That's why they're like, we got to stay awake. We got to stay awake.
Well, they've got a chocolate bar and some brandy.
Which is not
the best thing if you want to stay awake.
Yeah, I know. It's like, she drinks the brandy and then she's like, okay, let's stay awake. Like,
Which is also not good for her injury.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, she could have internal bleeding. Who knows? But they're like, we'll just be warm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So they're huddled up together.
So, like, if it was any other show, you might be afraid that they're going to die, but it's now 2-0, and it's Brandon, so they're not going to die.
The sun just miraculously peeks out in the middle of the night.
I think maybe the fire is what helped them, like,
One
get
of the angels
noticed.
Was like, hey, they're over here.
Right. But they really don't even explain it. They're just like, all of a sudden, they're just like, we found a man and a woman off the trail.
Yep. Because they say it over the radio so Steve and the rest of them can hear.
And Steve's like, that's got to be Brandon and Keats.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even know.
No.
But he's celebrating anyway.
It would have been hilarious if two people that kind of looked like Brandon and Keats walked in.
They didn't even describe him, though. They just said a man and a woman. He's like, that's them.
Yep.
They have those genitals. So, yeah, and then... Okay,
I'd know those genitals anywhere.
Both of the couples are trying to hook David up with somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. Because he's there alone.
Mm-hmm.
They see... Well, I don't know that they're necessarily trying to right at the beginning, but Brandon and Steve... Well, Steve notices a woman. He's like, take a look at her.
Yeah, well, she's just a giant walking dick.
Look at that ass.
Right.
Imagine my cock slut. And then Brandon's like, you're here with Claire, right?
Right.
He's like, for David.
So they introduce her. They're like, we'll introduce you to our friend David.
Well, because she's like, I don't have a room.
Yeah, that's weird.
She was supposed to have a room, but then something happened and she didn't have a room. And they're like, what's your name? My name's Mary. And this is called All That and Mary Too, the name of this episode. And they're like, okay, well, we got a buddy that's just broke up with somebody. She's like, I just broke up with somebody too. Does he have a bed or whatever? Does he have a room? She's like, yeah, big king-size bed. You can fuck him in. And he's like, okay. So introduce me to him. And they're like, we will. And then Steve's like, I wish I had a friend like me. You're with Claire.
Yeah.
You're with the beautiful Claire. Like, fucking, what is wrong with you?
He has too much of a sex drive, that's all. Like, way too much.
But Claire was all freaky and shit. Like, she's gotta be satisfying him.
Yeah, you would think.
And then Keats and Claire see another blonde woman.
Right.
And they're like, hey, maybe for David.
So, they both...
Her name is also Mary.
Yeah.
And she's also blonde.
And so they both make plans to meet at 5 o'clock, I think, at the bar or something. Yeah. And so both of these Marys show up, and it takes, like, it's like one of those, like, haha, all this mistaken shit, because they all think they're talking about one Mary, but there's two Marys.
And they barely do anything with it.
Yeah.
It's a misunderstanding for about 3 seconds. This would be the plot of an entire episode of Three's Company.
Right?
And this is like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, until, the next morning.
Well, we'll get there. So David's like, yeah, okay. Hi. I got to go skiing. I want to get out there before it gets dark or whatever.
Yeah, he didn't seem at all into it.
No. And so he goes skiing, and then, I guess. And then the rest of the plot is dominated by them looking for Brandon and Keats because they're probably going to die.
Right. And then they get found, and everybody's happy and celebrating.
Right.
And then the next morning.
Yeah, the next morning.
We see David with a Mary on each arm.
Mm-hmm. Sitting on the couch or whatever, and he's like, oh, it was a good trip or whatever. Like,
I think he had a threesome.
Yeah, 100%. He fucked both those Marys.
That's so crazy. I mean, I guess he won the breakup.
Yeah, good for him.
And then
she got one fucking cokehead.
Right. So Valerie gets a date. Like, they both have a date. That's so crazy. The day they break up.
Yeah. Well, the day after.
Yeah.
Or maybe a week. Who knows?
That's true.
It was last episode, so could have been 10 years. Who knows?
But Valerie gets all dressed up, and she's cooking, and she invites Colin over for dinner, and he shows up looking nice, too. It's like, this is obviously a date, even though they're kind of acting like it's not a date.
Right.
Stupid people. And they end up kissing, and you think they're going to fuck because it's Valerie.
Right.
But they didn't fuck.
No, she says, I want to take it slow or whatever.
Well, apparently, according to him, he kicked her out. Or she kicked him out.
Yes.
Which is not a Valerie move. That doesn't make any sense.
She doesn't want to have sex with him yet.
Do you think she's trying to get him to actually be her boyfriend?
I don't know. I don't know what she's doing.
She's always wanted him.
I don't know anything about this character anymore.
Right. I mean,
well, yeah, they talk about that. They talk about how she's like, you don't even remember what I was wearing the first time we met.
Like, why would you remember that?
Yeah.
It's pretty narcissistic to think he would remember that.
Agreed. Because it's not like they were on a date.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember what you were wearing the first time that we went on a date.
Aww.
But it was like a date. It was like the first time I saw you. This is just like they were in school.
No, Heathrow Airport.
They were at Heathrow Airport, apparently.
That's what she said. I thought. I don't know. Maybe I imagined it.
I wonder why.
I don't trust my brain.
Where do you think Heathrow Airport is?
New York?
No.
LA?
No.
Where is it?
So New York has two airports, LaGuardia and JFK.
Okay.
It used to be Idlewild, but then JFK got assassinated and they changed it to JFK. And LA's got one major one. It's called LAX. Heathrow is in London.
Oh.
So I don't know. I think they took some class trip to Europe or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe. Thanks. We'll see.
We'll see. What are you talking about? This is not an event that happened in the future.
I'm almost tempted to go back and rewatch this scene just to know if I'm imagining that she said Heathrow. But
okay. Maybe she said LAX and it sounded like Heathrow to you.
Sure. That makes lots of sense.
I think the first time she was in LA was when she moved.
Yeah.
So
but she already knew who he was.
It would have been Idlewild or whatever I said. Love Field. That's in Dallas. I know a lot of airport names for some reason.
I can tell. It's kind of weird. You don't fly.
Charles de Gaulle. It's in Paris.
The other storyline
Dulles.
we have is Donna and
Donna.
what the fuck is his name? Yeah, Joe. So she's all obsessed because she sees some TV report about some experimental procedure for what's wrong with his heart.
Yeah, it's like Chia Pets, the new miracle drug, and then also this thing about the heart. Like, it's who the fuck believes all India. And the funny thing is too is she calls the station and she's like, yeah, I wanted to talk to somebody about that story that you were talking about with the heart. And it's like, did they not give any information?
Right.
What was the story?
So she wants to check this out, and then Joe's like, "Don't even bother with it, Donna. It's nothing, and nothing's going to help me." Blah blah blah. And so she talks to her dad, and her dad's like, "If there was something that could be done, don't you think I would have told you?"
Yeah. What, are you gonna fucking believe these quacks?
Yeah, this is experimental stuff,
and it probably is. And it's really hard to get into clinical trials.
But she is like a dog with a bone.
Yeah. Even though she doesn't have his bone.
She does not have anybody's bones. So
either one of them could, conjure up a witch or be a human sacrifice. Because they're virgins.
This is true. So, I don't know. What do you think? I was sure they're going to kill him, but now it's like, now they're dangling this hope.
I think he's going to die during the procedure.
Oh, God.
And then she's going to feel responsible.
That would be awful.
And her dad's going to be like, I told you.
That would be awful.
Well, her mom will be like that. Her mom would be like, well, your dad told you.
Yeah. That would fit.
Yeah. Guess you're out of luck, Donna. No, I don't think she's going to stay with him.
Oh. Really?
With Joe? No, I don't think so. I don't think they're meant for the long term.
But you think they're going to break up, not that he's going to die?
He might die. I don't know. I don't think she's going to ultimately end up with him. That's what I'm saying.
I think she's going to ultimately end up with David. I think that's part of why he's single now.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I think they've always kind of hinted at that. I think eventually they'll get back together.
Yeah.
I think eventually all these people are going to get paired off with each other again somehow.
And then they'll get married.
Yeah. Maybe even Steve and what's-her-face?
Claire?
No.
Who?
The other one, Kelly.
Oh.
Maybe even Steve and Kelly will get together.
I used to want to see that, but I really don't anymore.
I kind of like Steve and Claire together.
Yeah. Yeah, and like...
She can handle his dumbassery.
Yeah, and I don't know who I'd want Kelly with, but...
Well, it's going to probably end up being Brandon.
Yeah, that's true. They're hinting at that shit.
Or maybe Dylan will come back eventually.
I don't think so.
No, you think he's dead?
I don't think he's dead. I just don't think he's coming back. I don't think Brenda's coming back either.
Well, they all hate Brenda for some reason. They all hate Shannon Doherty, I guess I should say. But I think that's all that happened on the episode.
Yeah, so, Keats and Brandon almost died, and they didn't, so... Yeah,
David got to have a three-way.
And, yeah.
All right, well, that is the episode. Carol, tell people, I don't know, whatever you want to...
So you can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com.
Yeah, tell Carol how wrong she is.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com. Mm-hmm. And share the tapes with your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.